Could you smell it? Could you feel it? It's that time of year. It's fall. That means things are coming to the end. But where one thing ends, a new beginning buds. And we're here in Monee at their annual Fall Fest. We came back after a year of pandemic, and wow, there's some amazing stuff that we're gonna see, including the ribbon cutting to the Monee Historical Society. So I'm gonna quit talking. I do encourage you to get a drink, possibly alcohol if you're over 21, otherwise water, because it's very healthy, and sit back, relax, because you're watching AC Variety, and hey, you're hanging with Clem at Monee Fall Fest 2021.
Good afternoon. Welcome to the opening of the Monee Heritage Center. I'm David Holston, ex-president of the Monee Save the Creamery Foundation, and I'm here to start us off with the official grand opening of the process by cutting a ribbon. We're glad to have Mayor Therese Bogues here, as well as my wife, the president of the Monee Historical Society, Christy Holston. We'll start with the mayor.
Thank you. It is with great excitement that I present the Certificate of Dedication to the Monee Historical Society for the Monee Heritage Center. The dogged determination, the tireless volunteer hours, and the vision of Christy and members of the Monee Historical Society has brought to fruition a lasting legacy for our village. I encourage everyone to enjoy and support the Monee Heritage Center. Very welcome, very welcome. Thank you, girl. I get to do a shake. Okay. Here, you hold that. Got the scissors back here. All right.
Thank you, Mayor Bogues. In 2011, the Monee Creamery building was exactly 2 weeks away from the wrecking ball, and an important piece of the history of Monee would have been lost forever. The structure, which has been at the center of Monee community life for over a century, had been neglected for decades and was slated for demolition. A group of concerned citizens banded together to raise awareness of the demolition plans and raise the funds to save and restore the building. In 2016, the building gained Will County landmark status. Thank you, Sandy. And the Save the Creamery Foundation evolved into the Monee Historical Society. From the beginning, the Monee Historical Society envisioned the creamery as a place to store, study, archive, and share the historic papers, memorabilia, documents, and artifacts of the town's history. A place where the community could gather to share in this rich heritage, a place for genealogical research, and to showcase the new history that is being made in the community every day. As we remember those who lost their lives on 9/11 20 years ago today, we reflect on how sharing the lessons and stories of the past can bring depth of meaning and a balanced perspective to the present and future. At this time of celebration, we want to thank the Monee village officials, both past and present, for seeing the value in what we are trying to achieve and for supporting that vision and making this day possible. We want to thank the township officials who are here with us today and the village officials, trustees, both past and present, for their tireless support. We want to thank especially the people of Monee for their support and for sharing this mission. I also want to thank members of the Monee Historical Society, which are all gathered here today as well, for their deep commitment and ceaseless efforts to bring us to this day. Thank you. Mary Brockmiller is now going to say a few words. Mary has been at my right side and Margaret Horn at my left through this whole process.
Thank you, Christy, but this is about Christy. As always, she puts herself last. But I just want to say on behalf of the Historical Society, there are 3 words to describe Christy. One is she's dedicated beyond measure, passionate about what she does. And I think for those of you who work with her on other projects besides the creamery, you see that in everything she does. And last but not least, throughout the ups and downs, she has a sense of joy, sense of fun, and got us through the good times as well as the bad. And we couldn't have done it without that sense of fulfillment as to what we're trying to do. You know, the last couple of days I've been listening to Christy talk about what it's been like going through these last 10 years. And, you know, she says, gosh, we worked so hard. And every time we came upon a brick wall, we just tried to figure out how to get around it. Well, if you know Christy Holston, there's no brick wall that's going to stand in her place and stand in her path. So, Christy, on behalf of the Historical Society, thank you for bringing us this far. We can't wait to see what the future begins for us. Thank you.
Thank you to everybody so much. And oh, thank you. Thank you.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Maybe cry. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. All right, we're going to cut. Come, everybody put their hands on who can get in here. Does it actually work? It does. Yeah. Oh yeah, it works. There's a line for you. Okay. Welcome everybody. Welcome to the Monee Heritage Center. Thank you. Come on in. Yeah. Good job. I was thinking it was line up section. I thought you were going to put your hand on. I thought you were going to put your hand on. We got to see. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much, and thank you for supporting us. Thank you very much for your support.
Thank you.
Much appreciated.
It's a good job.
Oh, yeah.
You did a good job.
Much appreciated.
Yeah, I can't wait to see it.
I'm fine. I'm faxing you.
I was on the phone. I'm like, you need to. I don't care what you have to do.
So you were over there?
Yeah. I was parked over there. And then she was over there. It looks a lot like that. Yeah, it does. Yeah, she's still working on it. Okay, we also have listings of some things we've got going. As you go down there, maybe the top floor. I think we're good. Thank you.
Can I? Thank you. This is going to be detailed. Hi, I heard you were the man to see with collectible tractors. My eyes immediately go to that Minneapolis Moline U-tractor. I have not seen one of those. I've only seen pictures of that.
Oh yeah?
How long have you had that particular piece?
That one I've only had about a year. I was lucky. I got that for.
That is gorgeous.
I think I paid $55 for that.
That's a steal for a collectible like that.
Well, but see,
Well, go ahead, tell me.
it's a current. Well, not the current, but it's not that popular.
Okay.
It's some items are like down here. That's the first John Deere that ever was built.
It's a steamer, right?
That's Fraley, and then these four are the next one that came in succession.
Wow.
So I got 5 different ones there, but they were all date back from to 1890 to 1920.
I just always appreciate everything.
Quick thing before we go any further, I didn't get your name, and the people at home, I'm sure, want to know. And your name, sir?
Richard Stunkel.
Richard. Oh, very familiar last name.
On top here, they got a play card up here behind me.
Okay. Yes, I see it now.
Yeah. So.
Okay. How long, if I can ask, have you been involved with collecting these beautiful
I first started 10 years ago. My wife died 13 years ago. And
Okay, I'm sorry.
my brother lived out in Iowa, and I went to visit him, and out there, that's more agriculture. And
Sure.
I went to a couple stores with him, and I got into it. And this is only I'd say 20% of my collection.
You know, I had heard someone, before I came walking up to you, Richard, I had heard someone say that, oh, that's just a sprinkling of what he's got. And I thought, oh my goodness, I've got to talk to him. This is a good sample, but what sort of other things do you... Is it all farm implements for the most part?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I
see a buckboard here, you know.
At home, I've got some. At home, I've got some trucks and cars too, and antique.
Okay, very good.
Replicas, but this is mostly all farm equipment.
Okay. And my last question, because I know other people probably want to talk to you, but are you asked fairly often to put a little show together like this? Or?
No. Well, I've done this twice now.
Okay.
I mean, I think if they want to get going, I can wait.
Okay.
I can wait and we can start in again if it works with her.
No, that's okay.
Yeah. This is I enjoy it. I gave a lot of talks on the history of my history, so I've got them all on DVDs.
Okay.
Yeah. So.
Yes, because I also overheard you're very proficient on knowing the history of John Deere in this part of the country and farm wall equipment and Caterpillar, etc. You know, they're all Illinois or Iowa.
Well, I farmed all my life, so I know. I know
the deal.
Agriculture.
Yeah.
But I don't keep up with the current stuff because too much tech stuff.
Yeah, that's true.
In fact, I'll make a quick point.
Go.
You know, you spray the whole field and you get all the weeds. Well, that you waste a lot when there's no weeds there, but you're still spraying. John Deere came out with a sprayer that's got 32 cameras on it, and it only sprays when it sees a weed.
So it has the ability to recognize the weed and zero in.
And the nozzle starts, and as soon as it's passed, the nozzle stops.
Well, you're right about the technology. That would have been not even dreamable, back in the day.
But I mean, and they've got driverless tractors now. You can bring the grain cart to the combine without having a driver in the cart. I mean,
that's
I don't want no part of that.
No, I kind of like the personal thing of knowing everybody involved in your town and in your agricultural vicinity. But anyhow, thank you so much for stepping up and telling us a little bit about this. It's been a pleasure to talk to you, and good luck in the future. Anytime you bring these beautiful collectibles out.
Well, I enjoy it. I'm 92 years old, so.
You don't even look near 92.
Some of us, we started out at gas and laser photos.
A lot of them collaborated with the OG factory.
What a coincidence! Just saying, folks. But anyhow, we're a little light levity here, but enjoying this restoration of this building. We're going to find out a little bit of the history of it, and because I think it has some dairy relation, right?
It does.
Okay, let's get some names first. You are?
I'm Christy Holston. I'm the president of the Monee Historical Society.
And ma'am?
I'm Sandra Hurd. I'm the Monee Township Assessor.
Okay.
Happy to be here.
Everybody loves the assessor. You know.
You're right.
And sir?
Bobby Lathan, Monee Township Clerk.
Okay, we're going to swing over to this side, and you are?
I'm Donna Detmar. I'm the Monee Township Supervisor.
And this gentleman right here.
I'm Billy Morgan. I'm a Monee Township Trustee.
Okay, we just by coincidence assembled a great group of people here on this very special day of the dedication of this building. Now, outside a few minutes ago, I thought I heard you say on the PA, this building came close to the wrecking ball.
It was exactly 2 weeks away, and almost to the day, because we found out that it was slated to be demolished after Fall Fest in 2011.
Okay, what collectively, you guys can jump in, what did it take to bring us to this day today?
It's all Christy. Monee Township, we just made a donation to help them along. So she's the one that you need to answer all those questions about the creamery.
Okay. But we already heard there was some cheese made here as well. So
There was.
yeah, can you give us for historical purposes? Please
I
give us
absolutely
a
can.
history.
Absolutely. The building was built in, as close as we can figure out, 1873.
Wow.
There's not a lot of records of it, but it was an old creamery, an old cheese factory. There were 3 different dairies in town because everybody brought their milk to town. So you can see the original floor plan, the original footprint of the building is intact from those days. It carried on as a cheese factory and a center of that kind of activity until about the year 2000 or 1900.
Okay.
Then it was sold and it was used as a private family home from about 1900 to 1930. Then they sold it to another family who lived here till 1950. I actually talked to some of the kids that grew up here in that family.
Okay.
She said there was no heat upstairs. All their bedrooms were upstairs. There was a potbelly stove was the only heat source on this floor. It was a 5-acre parcel. They had chickens and cows and an orchard. Then in 1950, it was sold to the fire department. So for my entire lifetime growing up in Monee, I'm 5th generation or 6th generation now Monee people.
Excellent.
Yep. It's my hometown.
Okay.
And so during that whole time, the firemen had their carnival here, basically their fall fest. It was in the middle of the summer. It was the big fundraiser for the fire department.
Okay.
And this was always a backdrop. Nothing happened with it. Nobody got into it. They used it for storage. So really nobody knew anything about the inside of the building. It was just the outside that was very iconic because most of the old things in most towns have been torn down.
Yeah, with the stone construction.
It's Lockport limestone. It's very rare anymore that you have a building. We're the only creamery, I think, left in Will County, certainly in eastern Will County, that's made out of Lockport limestone. So we've had a couple of other historic buildings that were torn down. We had an old mill that was torn down at the early part of the century. Then there was an old schoolhouse that was torn down in the 80s. And there was a hue and cry because nobody knew it was going down. It was just leveled. There was no reason for it, but it happened. So when we found out that this was slated for demolition, it was in the village budget, it was all set to go, we mobilized for Iwo Jima. We really tried to jump into action quickly.
My hats off to you. For
Thank you.
All you are, really.
Thank you so much. Had a talk with the mayor, convinced him through election was coming up in the spring. We met.
Did that help at all?
Might have had something to do with it. We managed to convince
Timing is everything.
I know it is. We managed to convince him to give us, he said, I'll give you 6 months to raise support and funds to show that, she said, people have tried before. He didn't expect we'd have any success. And but he gave us 6 months.
Well, he didn't know the team he was dealing with, didn't he?
He didn't.
They call that a stay of execution.
That's exactly what he called it. We have a stay of execution. And
terminology, though.
Yep. And so we started putting our face out there everywhere, getting as much support as we could, and pancake breakfast, and that went on. He unfortunately lost that election.
Okay.
The next mayor said, we're not going to tear it down, but it's going to be part of our parks plan. So it sat for 4 years. Nothing happened to it. Didn't get torn down, but we kept on going.
Limbo situation.
It was. We kept on going. We kept on having pancakes. We started doing programs for the community where we would talk about, one time we had someone speaking about the Underground Railroad activity in this area, another time about the Native American population that was here before we came into the village, other topics of interest to the community. So we kept in the public eye for all those 4 years. New administration came in, very historically minded. One of our members, her husband was a trustee. My husband was a trustee. The mayor's wife was our vice president. We had a lot of support from the village at that time.
That here's your cause.
It is, and the village owns the building.
I was going to ask, who owns the real estate at this point?
The village does.
It's not a park district or a fire
It's all the village. The park district is combined with the village at this time.
Okay, didn't know that.
Yep.
Okay.
So then towards the end of the current administration, we got some additional tax revenue came in, and they said, we want to fund the remainder of the restoration. So that village of Nation, that was Mayor Pop, was very, very instrumental in getting us the funding to finish it up. And now Mayor Bogues is the new mayor. She's 100% behind us as well. So we've been through 4 administrations. The village still owns it, but now we have a 10-year lease. We pay a very nominal fee.
That's good.
And so now we have a nice, from the beginning, we did not want it to be a museum. We did not want it to be static history that would be forgotten after the people that were passionate about it had passed on, like happens so often. So we want it really to be a community space. There's not a lot of community spaces within the village. This is now a community space. We're going to open it up to other civic groups to have their meetings here if they'd like. We're going to have rotating displays. This is our first responders. We've got some toys. We've got 6 displays, and those will rotate probably quarterly.
I'm just thinking even the seasonal things you folks can do
We'll
different
have,
times
we
of
will.
year,
We'll have
so-
a historic Halloween. Santa Claus is going to visit. We have a sleigh that somebody gave us from 2000 or 1905, I think.
go.
We'll be setting up Santa's sleigh out on the veranda.
Not to mention, I'm just throwing it out there, and I'm sure you covered all this already, but even school groups and primary
Absolutely,
grades.
absolutely.
Tours.
We're wanting to have a Christmas tree decorating contest in December for the
Excellent.
kids. We're talking about having junior historian program. We have a million. We're starting to partner with Governor State and Landmarks Illinois.
There you go.
They've taken an interest in us, and we're going to be starting to kind of up our game. We have archives to save. We have a collection of newspapers that were here from the 1800s
Wow.
through 1930 that don't exist anywhere else in the world. We need to get those out, scan, digitize, index all of those, but they're in
They can be
such
viewed.
brittle condition, we're going to need help with that. We want to start a docent program so we can have volunteers from the community and make sure this is open more than just once a month, which is what we're at now.
Right.
We just need volunteers to make that happen. And then we can be open a couple of days a week so that people can use this space and really see what we have. We have archives upstairs to save. We have 1,000,001 projects in the works for going forward.
At least you have a lot of your historical stuff identified and located in one place.
Correct.
Or you know where you can get your hands on it.
Correct. We have been collecting things. This has been a 10-year process, starting
Okay,
in 2011, coming to fruition in 2021, and all that time we've been collecting. And I think now that we have a real repository, place to put things, we'll see even more donations.
And a real brick and mortar
We
historical.
just a
yeah.
week ago got a phenomenal, it's a post office sign, and that's been around since at least 1914 because we have a photo and it's the original
No kidding.
post office sign.
Wow.
Yeah.
I wonder
Yeah.
how, in the longtime residence and family heritage in this township, how many people in their private homes may have a piece that's.
I'm sure
Do you
it's
follow
in
what
the
I'm
hundreds.
saying?
Absolutely.
That
Absolutely.
great grandma or somebody.
Yep.
And
You
it
never
was
know what you
always
might
in their
stumble
kitchen,
upon.
or was always hanging
Yep.
on the front
Yep.
porch. Or,
And we will always have a place of honor for those
oh
things.
yes, and of course, whomever provided it for you or donated or has it temporarily on loan to you for
Yep.
display.
They
So-
will certainly be recognized and publicized as where things came from. We'll get the attribution so that everybody knows where it came from.
You know, usually when I interview somebody, I have like 3 or 4 questions ready to shoot. You covered everything. I don't. My mind is blank. You know?
I have to say, I think it's.
Yes, go
I
ahead.
think what's really fascinating about what they did is what historical society can say that they made history in the process of preserving history.
Right.
They
I like
made
that.
history by preserving this building, by making sure this didn't get destroyed, and now they're using it as a civic communal space for everybody to learn and grow. And I think it's really unique of historical societies being able to have that origin story.
Okay,
Yeah.
I totally agree. Is there anybody else that anything comes to mind you want to say? And
I think it's wonderful.
okay, I just my hat's off to you because the effort, the organization, and then the future plan that goes beyond a few years. That's what's going to give it the longevity. And you all thought that out already. And I thought, wow, that's
Yeah, there were a couple other key people. I just want to mention them.
Yes, please do.
Mary Brockmiller, Margaret Horn, Judy and Jim Pop. My daughter Rachel White, she's our archivist. She's phenomenal.
Okay.
Richard Stunkel,
Yes, I
Ron
just spoke with him.
Lindstrom, Sheila Langenfeld, Nancy Langenfeld, Lisa Dirks, my mother. She passed away 2 years ago, Betty Dirks. Thank you, but she was integral. My husband David Holston, who's standing over there waving.
He seems to be running away now.
Waving his arms. He was our first president. Yeah,
Okay.
he was a safe. He is insane, certified.
That's what it takes to be on this team, by the way.
And I'm sure I've forgotten people. I really am. But a lot of these folks have been with me from the beginning, in all the 10 years process. So it's certainly not a one-man band, but it's been a very small group of volunteers that have been here, and small but mighty.
Okay.
And dedicated.
Thank
Yes,
you.
I
And
caught that
dedicated.
right away. And passionate.
And patient.
And as you can tell, I've told the story once or twice.
Yeah, I didn't see any note cards at all. Anyhow, this is a treat for AC Variety. This is Dave, who owns AC Variety. He's actually a Monee homeowner now.
Excellent.
And,
Welcome.
So he is passionate about kind of getting involved with all this with his little production company. That's kind of why we're here today. So
Absolutely wonderful. Come and see me. Call me. Wait, it's like that. Call me.
He's got. It's on digital tape now. Okay, thank you so much. Be blessed on your effort and your future. And you have a I want to say a diamond in the rough. It's already a diamond.
Thank you.
So
Thank you very
go
much.
for it.
Very
Take
nice.
care. Thank you.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
Bye now. Wow. Yeah, I feel like jumping in on this right now because she's doing this so well. Okay, folks, you're watching this. This was supposed to be a rehearsal, but you know what? This is going to be the real thing. And here, as you can see before your eyes, a recliner that's vintage, and we have to give the demonstrator's name is?
Rachel White.
Rachel, okay. I think I talked to your mom downstairs. Yes, okay.
Christy, that's my mom.
Yes.
It's an aunt, another aunt.
Okay, there's a family reunion going on here. I didn't even realize that. Right. Anyhow, as she puts this back together, I'm going to ask Rachel to kind of give me some information on how this got here, perhaps, and
Actually, we have been, everyone knows my family's interested in family history.
Oh,
so
certainly.
over the
And
years,
yourself,
oh yeah,
from what I'm hearing,
yes.
so.
Over the years, people have started donating, and the more you get, it seems the more that we are donated to. So
Okay.
it's this was actually a church member who is downsizing, and so we actually have a bunch of donations that she gave us. But this
Excellent.
is one of the more priceless ones. This was her, Kathy Campbell was her name, and
Okay.
her great grandparents' chair.
Okay. Wow, I'm very impressed not only at the functionality of it, and it
It's-
still works, the woodwork and the fabric and the tacking is all like really nice.
Really good shape.
Gorgeous, you know.
And I do believe that this came with us was
This, an accent
a
table
Bible,
as well?
a Bible stand.
Wow. And some beautiful engraving on the top as well. Yeah, I don't care what furniture store you go into right now in 2021, 2022, you're not going to find craftsmanship like that. And perhaps not even made in this country as well. So,
Well, that's very true.
yeah, so, yes, go ahead.
Everything, very
Yeah,
much
I was,
so.
well, I could just see on the legs, the work
Sure,
alone is
sure.
just phenomenal.
But
And
you
it-
have to go back a number of years to get things that are put together by hand by so many people. This I
Yes.
am expecting is vintage. The chair is vintage 1876.
Okay.
And I would guess that the Bible stand is very similar in age to the chair. Because I'm assuming they would have bought them right around the same time.
Yeah, and been purposed in the home in
Exactly,
the same way.
exactly.
This is definitely something you would put in your parlor.
Yes, your sitting room.
Your sitting room, all of that, yeah. You know, at this point too, let me get your name, because we've been talking and off camera, on camera, and
Thank
your
you.
fans at home want to know.
Oh, I'm sure they do. My name is Sheila Langenfeld. I am the secretary of the Monee Historical Society.
Excellent.
Christy is my sister. We have been working on this project for a number of years, as you have heard earlier this afternoon.
Right.
It's very nice to see the flower finally bud and finally
I
bloom.
was,
And here we are.
Christy gave me the history of what it took to get here today.
That's right.
To say my hat's off to you would be an understatement. Your vision, your relentlessness, to dot the I's, cross the T's, very, very impressive. And there's so much stuff up here, and I'm going to jump subjects, but can we go to that corner? Because that furniture is just speaking to me.
Join us over here in the corner.
Yes, okay. Both of you chime in, anything you know about these pieces and how they got here.
Again, gifts from Kathy Campbell and the Herman family.
Okay.
Sitting room parlor pieces. The chairs are matching, obviously. The little bench that goes along is a footstool. Is that another Bible stand, Rachel?
That's an interesting piece. I've seen pieces with legs like that before.
Okay.
I know it opens in some way, but
But I don't want to have it tumble in front of everyone
exactly.
either.
As we're filming, right?
Sure.
But and then some of the pieces that's on your exhibit shelves. I'm looking at even. I know I should start from the top, but go ahead. I'll let you talk.
Things like the trays. Trays were used as advertising for any one of a number of feed stores, furniture companies, that type of thing. So a number of people have gifted us complimentary things that would have been received earlier in the 1900s, the 1800s, that type of thing. Ads for, obviously, wagons and whatnot, hand-drawn pieces. This is a picture of the mill that was here in Monee at Eastgate and Margaret Street. Moved a number of years ago. We no longer have that mill with us. We had two mills in town, one at Eastgate and Margaret, one over on Mill Street, which is a few blocks further west.
You know, let me ask you at this point, too, as this town started to incorporate or grow into the village it is now, the settlers, were they from any particular part of Europe or any particular part of...
Mostly German settlers.
Okay.
St. Paul's Church, which has been here since right around the 1874s. You'll see a number of references to it throughout the building.
Okay.
And it was an evangelical Reformed church. It's now a United Church of Christ. But they were holding services in German-speaking languages up until the mid-30s and 40s. At one time, they held the church at one of the local business owners' buildings because the church had burned. They couldn't hold services in the church, so they held them in Mr. Freese's store on the main level. And Mr. Freese's store is a place that I lived for a number of years after I was married. I spent a number of years there in the upstairs apartment, the same apartment my grandmother was born in.
Wow.
And so the history travels through and through and through.
Your great-great-great-grandfather.
Exactly. So.
And this picture is a painting. I'm not even sure.
Is that an acrylic? I can't tell. I don't have my glasses on.
It's not a pastel, but that building actually still exists on Main Street.
Really?
Mr. Holman building.
Mr. Holman.
Mr. Holman's store out there on
Which
Main
is
Street.
the same thing that this is a stamp, Mr. Holman.
Okay.
Yeah, there's another photo downstairs. It was actually used as a post office at one point, and the sign that hung above the door, we actually were just gifted within the last couple of months. So we actually have this sign in the photo that was the post office sign downstairs.
Yeah, it's right. As soon as you can document stuff with an historical photograph, or especially black and white photographs that are totally archivable, they'll last 100 years plus.
It makes it that much more special.
Oh yes, it gives it the reality to it. I'm looking at those carpenter's tools, those planes and stuff. That is gorgeous stuff. Again, donated for purposes of...
I believe this was from Dennis Erickson.
Okay.
His mother was quite a collector of artifacts, and they had a small museum in their house at one point, and he has been donating many documents and pieces throughout. We're going to be getting labels on these things to show who donated them. We're just kind of starting out.
Yeah. Oh, for your dedication today and your first time out, my jaws dropped. I just like, wow. I know that your mom mentioned, or your sister mentioned downstairs that this used to be a creamery or dairy, and there was even some cheese sold here.
Cheese and butter.
Is there, if we go back downstairs, is there any artifacts from that era, perhaps bottles or
We will see
crates?
bottles, we will see cream separators or cream separators downstairs. So there are a number of things that would have been involved in the butter and cream making business on the main floor.
Okay. If we can do that, can we take a quick break here? We're going to run downstairs and we're going to get a little more education on this beautiful historical building. Stay with us. They had the choice between right now?
What we have here are a number of things that would have been involved in the butter and cream industry.
Okay.
You see the cream pitcher on the top,
Yes,
and
I
also
sure
a
do.
butter dish on top. But
Beautiful etched glass looking.
Isn't
too,
that pretty?
yeah.
Isn't that beautiful?
Well, yeah. Tell us about how that got here, or is that just to show that,
Another
butter and
gift,
cream?
butter and cream basically is showcased to take a little further into the fact that you would have a lot of science involved in the whole buttercream industry. I am not sure exactly why they would have used the microscope there, but it may have been to take a look at cultures or whatever.
Good point.
We would need a little bit more. We'd probably need to see that book that's sitting on the shelf right there.
Right, as to why and where.
As to why, where, how, whether you had the best cream, the best milk, what it was exactly that you were producing, to make sure you had the best product possible.
Now, as we go down, where we have a gallon jug there?
Next shelf down would be an old glass gallon jug. Years ago, they used them with the metal bale around the top.
Okay, so
Eventually
that was
that evolved
probably
into
pretty
a
heavy.
plastic bale. And I can remember bottles like that being delivered, and the milkman was strong enough to carry 4 in one hand. So he'd bring 8 gallons at a time, and the bobble on the sound of the jar was something that, if you haven't heard it,
Yeah.
it's an interesting sound. You don't hear
Yeah,
that
I bet.
anymore. But
So you guys didn't know what they sold and who they sold.
Now,
So
correct me if I'm wrong, but milk wasn't separated that much back then. So, in other words, there wasn't. You didn't buy a separate container, half and half. The cream was on the top of the milk.
cream is on the top.
Okay.
And then you would pour the cream off, and then you would have the fresh milk underneath.
Wow.
The bottle or the jug right next to it.
Yes. Okay, that
is
was
another right.
delivery from the cow to
Oh yeah. That's that in the cream up that way from the dairy, and then when they started pasteurizing, those became more and more outdated.
Yeah.
I know that we visited a dairy farm when we were young, and they had a full series of like 20, 30 cows. So by then they were up to the electronic milkers, the automatic milkers, and all of the milk being collected right there and straight to the jug and straight out and carted off to the
Yeah, nowadays the only time you see that is in an environment like this or an antique shop, or I have a neighbor that has a geranium growing out of the top of one of those.
There you go. It makes a great
It does,
for
you know, and
geranium.
it's made to last outside forever.
Sure.
Paint it every now and then.
Right,
You know. The butter churner, that it looks like it's made out of ceramic. Is that sort of how that is?
Sure. Most butter churns were made out of ceramic if at all possible, because it would keep your product cooler,
Okay.
keep the milk a little cooler as you churned up and down and as you broke the cream and the milk and actually turned it into a bit of butter to keep it as cool as possible and help form the butter.
Wow. I always wondered that. That's why I asked. So, anyhow, I don't know about you folks at home, but this has been a delightful educational experience. And like we said earlier downstairs, I was almost going to call this a diamond in the rough, but it's already a diamond. This building and what they've done with it, and your family and your sisters and your nieces and everybody else, just a great story, a human story. And you ever get a chance to come out to Monee to check this out, please do. I'm sure they'll have the information online and things. But thank you so much for stepping up today.
Thank you so much for coming out.
Oh, it was our pleasure. So. Stay with us, we got more coming. We have a big festival this weekend, so we're going to take a look around. Thank you. This is the gentleman that owns AC Gallery. So, okay, we're walking along the lines of what's left of this car show. It was a super car show today. We got here, unfortunately, a little bit later than we wanted to, but this is an awesome truck, and I'm going to guess it's a 56 Ford. Is it 54? Okay. We got the owner right here. We're going to find a little bit about the history. And your name, sir?
Kevin Sutton.
Kevin?
Kevin, correct.
Okay, you were saying off camera about who owned this car previously, or?
My father. And I drove it to high school.
No kidding.
Yes.
Wow, is that a story? Okay. No, it is gorgeous, and the GM Chevrolet 327 is an interesting addition to a Ford pickup like this. But something about these. Well, first of all, how long has it been in your family?
I'd say about 40-some some years.
Wow. Has it always been this color, or did you have it as different colors at times?
It's been green for a while. And
Okay.
this was another color we had in the family on a lot of vehicles. So we went with it.
Okay. Let's walk around the side here for a minute. I just wanted to check out the side and the back. First of all, my compliments on your selection of wheels. That really sets it off, and the height of the truck is super nice too. In its present state in this color, how long have you been showing the truck like this?
My third show.
Really? It is, I'm telling you, it was an eye catcher. I went walking by, as you know, and it grabbed me. But probably one of the best F100s I've seen in a while. And let me take a look at that bed too here. Very nice. I like the dark stain on the wood.
Thank you.
Did you do that yourself?
Yes.
Or?
Yes,
Wow,
I did
my
all
compliments.
of it.
My compliments to you. And let me kind of see the back bumper and tail lights. Beautiful. It's got that great, you retain that nice old school look to it.
Right.
Between the taillights and the bumper, and of course the iconic Ford logo on the tailgate, you know. So do you make a lot of shows, or you just kind of feeling your way?
I'm going to.
I'm telling you, either in a cruise night or a car show, this truck is going to score really well. It is a beautiful truck.
Thanks.
So anyhow, I just wanted one more look underneath the hood, if we can run up there. Given the compression of the motor and everything, this runs on regular pump gas, like?
Actually, I do mid-grade gas.
Do you do mid-grade? Wow, okay. So that's about 89 octane,
Right.
it'll satisfy
We'll
you?
step up on the octane.
Okay.
Runs
Okay.
a little better.
All right. No, it looks killer. I mean, again, a small block, and we were talking off camera with the aluminum Edelbrock intake you have there with the, you have the better high performance heads on that small block. This thing's got to get up and go. You know?
It will.
So, you know. Anyhow, listen, I know you guys are getting ready to pack up and leave, and it's the end of the show, but we appreciate so much for taking the time to speak with us.
Okay,
So
good to talk
you got a
with
great piece here. Enjoy it every time you show it.
Thanks.
All right. Bye now.
Bye.
You want to get in? Kind of catching everybody leaving, but we're catching great cars before they turn out of here. One really looking nice right here, this El Camino Ss. I think it's a 71. We're going to talk more with the owner right now. And your name?
Frank Fleck.
Frank. Is this in fact the 71?
Yeah,
Okay. How long have you had it?
12 years.
Wow. And I assume you have a big block in there?
Yeah, it's a 454.
Wow. Okay. What horsepower range would you estimate it at?
It's at 460.
Wow. Okay, because I know from the factory they had a 454, 450 horse from the factory. So you must have some goodies on there, huh?
This is a brand new motor.
Okay.
It's a Chevy motor.
All right.
But it was on a dyno, and it dynoed out at 460 horsepower.
Okay. And take me through the drivetrain. What about that tranny?
It's a Turbo 400.
Okay.
And the rear end's a 411 Posi.
Wow, that should throw you back in the seat a little bit.
It's a little stiff on gas.
Yeah, I would imagine it's a Chevy 12-bolt rear end?
Yeah.
Okay. Wow, it's just, the car is beautiful. It's I believe that's called Marina Blue, but I don't know if that's still called that or not.
This is called Bahama Blue.
Bahama Blue, okay.
1991 Chevy pickup truck.
Okay.
That's the color.
So this is a repaint that you were involved in. Okay. This is probably one of the cleanest, most beautiful 71 redos I've ever seen. That's kind of caught my eye. And the fact that the drivetrain you just explained is just like off the top. You see a lot of, SS Chevelles and stuff, but a Camino like this is kind of rare. So you have a nice selection here. I'm just checking out the wheels and stuff on it. And,
It's all the wheels are stock.
yeah, catching the rally wheels and stuff. What about the exhaust? Anything special going on there? Or?
It's all stainless steel.
Okay.
3-inch exhaust.
That's good to get this baby to breathe,
There's some upgrades on it and stuff, but I try to keep it as original as I could.
Yeah, I was going to say, its curb appeal looks very rich.
That's what I wanted to keep.
So that's your first calling card. Also, it's sitting just perfect. You know, I don't know if you've replaced the coils or anything on it.
Everything is been replaced.
Okay.
The suspension is all different, and new, and powder coated.
Wow. Hats off to you. You able to do a lot of shows with this car? Or?
This is the second show.
Okay, this is funny. We recently talked to someone else. This is like their second or third show as well.
Yeah.
A lot of guys just got done with cars recently, and they're just bringing them out now.
Yeah.
So,
You know a guy by the name of Rich Bean by any chance?
The name sounds very familiar. Enlighten me.
Manhattan Car Show.
Okay.
He won one and I won the other one.
No kidding.
He got it for '69 Ford. I got it for '71 El Camino.
Okay.
And that was just 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, I was going to say that was recent because I remember seeing it on the internet or something.
Yeah, just 3 weeks. And me and him went to school together.
Wow, what a coincidence! And now you guys are like kicking it in the Cruise Nights car shows. Wow. Anyhow, no, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. You got something else? I was going to say thank you so much for stepping up. We caught you. I know you're getting ready to leave, but you had such a beautiful car. Thanks for taking the time to speak with us.
Thank you.
All right.
See you all later.
You bet.
Take
Now.
care.
Bye now. Nancy, can I talk to you about that killer Lincoln with the suicide doors?
Not me, you're going to talk to my husband.
Okay, well, it said Nancy on the entry thing, and I thought, Nancy owns this car. I got to talk to her. Okay.
Yeah, you'll be back in like 5 minutes.
Okay, that's cool. No.
I'll see you later.
Yeah.
I'll see you in a couple weeks. Okay.
Nice and pale. I wish I had time to talk to you there. I love that color. Hello. Sorry, I was walking by and I've seen some killer Lincolns before, but that one really did it for me. I just had to ask you a few questions. Can we walk over to the car? Cool. What's does the license plate stand for something?
Riding dirty.
Yeah, I can kind of see you got your artillery in the trunk there along with the sound system there.
Yeah, actually, I call the car Bagged Mafia, so it just kind of goes with the theme.
Oh, okay. Well, you know, I'm glad to see all we're seeing is a Tommy gun and not a body in there.
Well,
so
right. That's underneath
cool.
the cover there.
Then there's enough room for that too,
yeah,
as well. So you know, we're all there. Okay. I don't know where to start. This car is all between what you've done to the inside and the color scheme with the red and the black, the wheels and these suicide doors. What was your inspiration? Tell me about it. First of all, how long have you had the car?
I've had the car almost 15 years.
Wow.
Took me 3 years to build it.
Okay.
It was inspired by my grandfather had a Lincoln like this when I was young.
Okay,
and,
that's good inspiration.
Yeah, I always wanted to find one and build one, and this is what it turned out to be.
It is gorgeous. From the street level, the curb appeal, the black paint, you could just like walk right into it, man. It's like...
Yeah, that paint job is almost 15 years old.
You're kidding.
No,
it is gorgeous.
It's on 4-link suspension with airbags.
Okay.
And it's got the original motor, transmission, and rear end in it.
Okay, yeah, I noticed the cowl covering on the engine. I was trying to figure that all out there.
Yeah, that's a custom-made air cleaner that I built for it, just to
really?
have something a little different.
Again, it's off the top. A regular car person will walk by and then take a double take a few times. Like, wait, what am I looking at here? You know?
Yeah, I've had a lot of people ask me where I bought it, and I said, no, I made that. Just
wow, you know, beautiful work. Even the little tack wells are perfect on it, man. You know what you're doing. It's gorgeous.
Yeah, just started out with some cardboard, playing around with a template, and that's what it ended up to be.
To get where you wanted to be, and
yeah.
then you made it in the hard copy, I should say. Again, I just love the car you're selecting. What year Lincoln was this?
It's 1968.
Okay, I wasn't sure if it was a because believe it or not, I had back in the day. I had an uncle that had a 64 for an ivory colored one.
Okay.
And we used to, he was in the garage all the time, and he'd let us go in there and look at it once in a while. We'd go out and take it out for ice cream once in a while. But it was like, oh, that was the coolest car ever, especially with the suicide doors. And, wherever we took that car was a conversation piece. And I can imagine it's the same with this.
It's, you know, when you pull in at a gas station, it's hard to get in and out. You know, people want to take pictures. And
oh, yeah.
The car was in a TV series. And,
no kidding.
Yeah, it was in the TV series Empire.
Okay.
They rented it from me and used it in quite a few episodes.
Okay.
So, but yeah, you know, people like it because it's different. You know,
it's different, and then like I said, even for the TV series it was used for, you look at this and your first thing is cool, then your next thing is, hey, little gangster going on here.
Yeah,
you know
absolutely.
what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
You know, and it's like, okay, let's find out about the owner. This is a gangster ride here.
Yeah.
You know.
And it's all the way down now on the air ride, and I raise it up about 3 inches for normal driving
Yeah,
height.
so you can get over tracks and everything
Tracks
else.
and curbs and everything. Yeah.
Sure. So and I got to ask, how did you do today? Did you get a lot of lookers and a lot of people?
A lot of interest, you know, and it usually draws a lot of attention.
I can bet.
You know.
And before I walk away, I love the color key of the black, the red, and then a little bit of the gray. What motivated you on the interior like that, to do it like that? It just looks great.
The car was originally green with all white interior.
Wow,
And,
I would have never guessed that one in 100 years. But
yeah, my wife, she picked out the color combination for the interior.
Okay, hats off to her. That was Nancy, right?
Right.
Okay, hats off to Nancy there.
Yeah, and then we just did a little bit of stripe on the side of it to kind of accent.
Sure, just to accent it out. You
You
got
know.
it. You know what you're doing, man.
So-
Totally.
Yeah, it's a fun car. I mean, in the last year or so, we didn't drive it much, but normally we drive it quite a bit in the summer.
Yeah, I was going to say the last year's been, for everybody here, car guys and everything has just been, you know how it is, it's just been a shutdown. But
Yeah, all last summer it sat in the garage. I never even drove it one time. You know,
But I'm glad to see you're out showing it, and it's a definite car for folks to enjoy every time you bring it out.
Oh,
you know.
absolutely. They get a kick out of it. And, you know, I let the kids sit in there, let the adults sit in there, take pictures and whatever. So, you know, just,
Okay.
they have a good time. You know,
Well-
it's good to see that they appreciate your work.
No, and you know what? This is bottom line. They appreciate your work.
Yeah, absolutely.
And this car's self-explanatory. It wasn't an overnight thing. It was well thought out and then built. So.
Yeah, when I first brought it home, she was like, because it was a barn find.
Really?
Yeah, I found it in Hebron, Indiana.
Okay, I was going to wonder if it was Midwest or if it was.
It sat in the barn for 13 years.
Wow.
So we pulled it out and I brought it home. She's like,
how was it?
The car had no rust on it because it sat in like a horse arena. It was a dirt floor.
Okay.
So it didn't rust or anything. And it was just nasty from sitting.
Sure.
You know, and she's
sure.
like, what are you going to do with that? I says, you wait. I said, I kind of got a vision. You know?
Yeah, amen.
And then when
Yeah.
I got it done, she's like, well, you can bring home any piece of junk you want, I guess. So, you know.
I trust you now. you know.
Right. So,
Anyhow, well, listen, thanks so much. I know you were walking away doing some stuff, and your wife Nancy was kind enough to go get you, and you came up and spent some time with us, and we really appreciate that. So
that's fine. I appreciate talking to you.
No, you bet. And good luck with and enjoy this car every time you bring it out.
I will.
It is gorgeous.
All right. Thank you, sir.
All right. Take care now. Bye now.
Thanks.
Okay, as we're continuing down Court Street at this great show, that's we're kind of hustling because it's coming to an end, but couldn't pass up this Roadster. It's a typical street rod. It's well, we're going to find out more from the owner. And I'm going to say, was this a 27 Ford? Is that what?
It's a 1923 Ford Model T.
23. Okay,
Yes.
23T.
Yes.
Again, immediately as soon as I see that steering wheel coming straight out of the floor with that shape, I'm thinking this is old school. I love it.
Definitely old school. I kept it all original as best I could when I bought the car. It was a rolling paperweight project. Sat in the garage for 9 years with a limb on it.
Wow.
So I bought it and I restored it to what it is right now. And
it's gorgeous now, I'll tell you that.
Thank you very much. I did all the custom work myself. Nobody's touched the car but me.
All right, great compliment, and compliment to you to take it to where it is today.
Thank you.
And we were talking off camera about a lot of times you'll see a 23 open coupe like this, and it'll be Chevy powered. And this is pure Ford through and through, and I got to give you a compliment on that.
Thank you very much,
give,
man.
Give us a little rundown. I see some Moroso veil covers on that engine, but give us a little history on that engine there.
Well, the engine is actually a 64 Ford Falcon 289.
Okay.
It's been bored out to a 302 stroker.
All right.
It's got a 3-speed automatic transmission in it with performance shift kit, 383 gears in the rear end. It will fly.
I bet. I was going to say, given the weight of this, and
yes,
I'm assuming you got a Ford rear end in here too.
Yes, it's Ford 9-inch rear end. It's all Ford. The only thing that's not Ford is what I've done to it.
Okay.
Which,
but you're taking it to a good place here.
Well, thank you very much. It was a lot of hard work, but seeing the car the way it was, and the way I bought it, I was just like, it hurt. It just hurt. I had to bring it back. Just, because you don't see, like you said, you don't see many cars, that are Ford powered out there.
No, and like
You
I
know,
said,
not with a
this is
T-bug.
true blue through and through, and the fact that you had it stored for the years you did before you had a chance to, okay, now I'm going to finish the car the way I want to do it.
Pretty
My
much.
hat's off to you on that, too.
Well, thank you
so.
very much. Of course, with these, they're never done.
Yeah, you're right. That seems to always be the last word on an interview, like it's not like I'm done, because there's always something. You know?
Always something. And today you caught me topless, actually. I got a wood top that goes on there, too.
Really?
as well,
Boy,
yeah.
but that sounds ultra cool. And speaking of that, I was, as we're talking, I'm looking at that button and pleated material,
The
interior.
insert, yeah.
And
that was all actually done before I got the car.
Really?
Yeah.
It
I
held
had to
up
just-
real well.
Yeah, it has, considering the weathering it's been through and everything. It's been real well. I cannot complain about the car. I mean, the people that had it when I bought it, they were skeptical it was going to cost like $10,000 to even get back on the road, and I got it done for less than $4.
Wow. Hats off to you on that one, too.
Thank you. Well, you know, if you got the guts to dive into something like this,
Right,
you know,
and the know-how and the connections to get the pieces you want. You know.
yeah. Speedway Motors is a big deal.
Okay.
I will say that.
Okay.
They helped me out a lot. But
Yeah,
yeah, these fenders, I built the fenders myself.
Okay, yeah, that's why I'm stepping back for a minute, because I was looking at the rims. You see you got some aluminum alloy types on there.
definitely.
There's
And
steel in the back.
You can hardly find those anymore.
You're not kidding. That is old school deep dish slotted like
Yes,
that. That is so cool.
Yes.
Yeah. And of course, let me see if you got that Ionic Ford emblem on that tailgate there.
Go right ahead, take a look.
Whoa, look at that. All right, look away. Beautiful. Hey, you know what? I kind of like what you do with the taillights too.
Well, thank you.
They're
just trailer lights. I just
right, but
figured I'd do
they're
something
nice
different.
and bright for say coming
bright?
home at night from a show or something.
Oh, definitely. you
Or
know.
even a cruise night or something, you know.
Yeah, I think they fit the car anyway. That's why I put them on.
Yeah. Now, when you put on the brake, do all four of them go for brake
No,
lights,
no,
or
no,
just
no.
two on the outside?
Just the two, and then the blinkers. Yeah.
Okay. No, that's
I
well, that's
have
all
them
you need.
separated, just like
Yeah.
old school would be.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that is old school. You know, two to go and two to flow. You know.
Yes,
so.
sir.
All right. Well, listen. I know you guys getting ready to leave, and I thank you so much for taking the time to speak with
Man,
us about
no
this
problem at all,
ultra
man.
cool car.
I love it
And,
when people actually come to me and talk to me about it. It makes
Yeah,
me
well, you know, it's
put a
worth
lot of
it.
hard work
it's,
into
it's
it,
worth the time to stop to talk about it, because you don't see a ride like this every
You
day.
don't. And honestly, it was the only one here in Monee today. so.
Okay, well, that must have brought some attention. I'm glad.
It
I'm
did.
glad.
I didn't win anything. Of course, I put it in the class where I wouldn't win, because I'm not here to win. I'm just here to be with the people, man.
Yeah, I hear
That's
you.
what it's all about.
I hear you. And it's a fellowship among car people, whether it's men or women, car gal, car girl, guy. There's a fellowship there. You know what I'm trying
Yes,
to
sir.
say.
Oh,
So,
yeah. Oh, yeah. Definitely. Car community is all
car
around.
community. Yes.
Yep.
Amen. Anyhow, I'm going to run, but thanks so much for stepping up. And
Well, thank you.
hopefully we might get to hear this thing before you leave. And
Oh,
because
I was just fixing to crank it up.
Were you really? Are you ready to go?
Yeah,
Do you mind if we kind of videotape you here?
Sure.
Okay, this
Yeah,
is gonna
it's
this is gonna be a
cold.
treat.
It's cold.
You don't, well, you
so
don't have to
it'll
rev
take
it
a
up.
little
I
bit
just
of
want to hear
run.
this baby idle.
I gotta warm it up. That's what I'm saying.
Oh,
It's
okay.
Old,
That's okay.
old school. It ain't got
Okay, no, I hear you. I hear you.
Well, sure, man.
The carbureted car here, so he's got to do a couple of things too to prime it up to get it going. You know. So, well, as we're waiting. In order to keep it running, he's got to give it a little gas now and then. But that's open header, folks. Open header. 302 Ford. Listen to that baby. Don't you love it? I love it. Thank you, man. Rock on. That is so cool, man. That car is gonna take that one run, man. Wow. Got to see a few really cool cars, and at a car show sometimes the guys that stay the longest or the last to leave, they got the best looking cars. So we thank everybody that came up and talked to us, and we're gonna take a quick break and sun's going down and that breeze feels so good. That September breeze, late summer, love it. So stay with us. We'll be right back. AC Variety coming to you. I know you guys are taking 5, but I just want to do an impromptu interview about Bama Lamba.
Sure, Tony. Bama Llamas.
Did I say it right? I'm sorry.
Bama-Llamas.
Bama-Llama.
Like Bama-Llama Ding Dong, you know, like 50s.
Hey, where are you, Jim? Come on, come on.
Jim,
Get with the program. All right.
Get yourself a
No,
call.
because we'll probably do the first 3 songs you guys do, but we thought we'll just kick around the idea. Let's go talk to him backstage. Sun's going down, lights kind of cool, and
You don't want us backlit though, do you?
the mom band. That reminds me of what was the all-girl rock band we did videos for? Their mom used to manage them, and they used to call her the momager.
Oh yeah.
Because she managed the band, it was the mom, you know, whatever. But yeah, we could.
Wherever you want, man.
Wherever you think.
No, let's do it here only because I've done this before, and you'll be doing a little bit of this.
Oh yeah.
You know, that's all. I'm gonna get a profile. We'll get the executive, your roadie van. You know, when you guys go coast to coast and stuff.
Yep.
So.
Yep. It's rental, actually. You don't own it.
It's rental.
Yeah, it's rental.
That's pretty good. Anybody can find a rental car these days is pretty good.
The mom van. That's the point we're at.
Okay. Here, I was going to put a magnetic sign on the side too. Hey, it's the mom van. All right. Okay, you rolling all this time? We're backstage just kicking it with this band. They are so cool. We want you to get to know them better. And we're going to do some introductions right now. And you are?
Gabrielle Sutton.
Okay, earlier in warm-ups, I heard a beautiful voice. Is that you?
Warming up, yeah. I'm the
Okay.
lead vocalist and percussionist for the band.
Ooh, okay. I'm digging that. And you, sir?
Chris Holtain, singer and guitar player.
Okay, was that rhythm or?
Yeah, really.
Okay, that's what I thought, and I saw you out there. Yeah. And you, sir?
Hi there, Tony Bryan, saxophone.
Okay, yes, I heard a little, is that an alto sax?
Tenor.
Tenor,
Yep.
Okay. Not bad, I'm just stabbing things out there, and out there. Okay, got it. I know there's other members of the band floating around. Everybody's kind of like taking 5 because they're about to go on. They got a nice crowd out there. Wish my hats off to you guys. You know, they can't
Definitely.
wait. They can't wait to see you guys out there. But tell me a little bit about the band. How did it all come about? And anybody chime in? You know.
I mean, we pretty much just kind of wanted to have a band that was not really a garage band, but more like R&B, rock and roll, like more 50s, 60s kind of thing.
Yeah, okay.
People can just dance to it, you know, it's any kind of music, you know, that people will jump up and dance. So, yeah, that's pretty much what we do. And we started this band, and we got
long time ago.
Yeah, a long time ago.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, in its current membership and form, how long have you guys been kicking it?
Over 10 years. Oh, the current?
Well,
probably,
yeah.
I'm a latecomer to the band.
Yeah.
I've been with the band about 5 years, I think.
Wow. Impressive,
They've been
very
doing it a lot
impressive.
longer, but just
Okay.
kind of changed it up. And
Exactly.
I've been a fan, and I've known these guys for a long time, but I've only been singing with them for about 5 years. And
Okay.
It's great having her because then her and I can do these duets, you know, like these R&B duets and stuff, which is really cool. Yeah, not a lot of people are doing that stuff, so.
No, you're right, and
And the band actually started off as a trio, right?
Yeah.
So we
Really?
as the years go by, we just keep adding members.
Yeah, right.
Okay.
We don't really get any better, but we just add people.
You, so just the way you're demeanor, you
Excuse
remind me of a
got better
blues.
when I joined.
Oh, we got a
yeah,
testimonial
sorry.
here.
Yeah.
We just got the word. It did get better when she joined. So okay. Now I was just gonna say, you look so much like a blues player I used to know years ago. Between the straw hat.
Kevin? Is it Kevin?
Good old Kevin.
Well,
No, it
yeah.
wasn't Kevin, but I know a lot of Kevins. But it was the only Kevin I know recently is Infinity, the guys that played rhythm for now Anthem, but he used to be with Infinity.
See,
But-
look, we already got another member.
Amazing!
added.
It's amazing. He dropped out of the sky. My compliments. I love that jacket.
Thank you, sir.
That is. Where did you find that? That is gorgeous.
Alcalis Western Wear in Chicago.
Okay. Okay. We're going into a free little demo and advertisement. But your name and your instrument that you play with this
My
thing.
name is Jason Larson, and I play
Jason.
guitar. And
Excellent.
I play saxophone too sometimes.
Okay, and I presume that would be a lead guitar, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So saw you out there kicking it.
Thanks.
And we're gonna get this gentleman in here right now, and he's like,
Come here, Stretch. Get over here,
he's
Stretch.
like- Stretch is thinking like, who the
Stretch.
hell is this guy with the mic? But hey,
Who are you? Yeah.
yeah, I don't know who I am. I was trying to find my identity by meeting you guys. No, I just wanted to get some backstage stuff with this band. We're going to record a few songs.
Great.
And Stretch, tell me about your name, yourself, and the instrument you
Well,
play.
my name is Stretch, actually.
Okay, that
I'm
works.
Stretch Favaza, and
Okay.
I play bass in this band.
Okay.
Bamalamas.
Okay. They're telling me about the thinking behind your music and the
Yeah,
sound you
really.
have, and there's definitely a market for that. I definitely, and the other thing too,
It's
I
a
didn't
lot
want
of fun. It's a lot of
absolutely,
fun.
I could, just from doing your warm up, I could just tell you guys have fun on stage.
Absolutely.
And really, even you're smiling when you're singing. I don't know if you realize that or not. But.
Well, how anyone could think we were like serious musicians or like, take ourselves very seriously. I don't know.
Is that what the secret is? I don't know.
Ask the drummer, man. He's rolling in late. Always
okay.
rolling in
The other
late,
half of the percussion team over here, right? Okay, and your name?
Crab.
Excuse me?
Crab.
Crab. Okay. Did I just bite for something or what? Okay. Yeah. Okay. Okay. I got it.
Get the whole outfit.
Crab, I saw you with the.
He's the best dressed member of the band.
When you're like doing the hi hat and the bass drum pedal, I mean, how's it work with those sandals? Just curiosity.
No sandals, just skin.
No kidding. I knew of.
Skins on skins. Skins on metal.
This is a one-time thing, actually.
Okay.
Hopefully never again.
Okay. Well,
I forgot my shoes.
Okay. Oh, I didn't know if it was a one-time thing he was sitting in tonight or it's a one-time thing.
No.
He's not going to wear shoes tonight.
Forgot my shoes.
Forgot your shoes. Does he often forget his shoes on a gig? I don't know. Is that?
his van.
Well, we're missing our piano
first
player.
time for the shoes.
Okay.
Yeah. Our piano player.
Okay. Well, it's first time for everything.
Yeah.
So, how do you like working with this team here?
It's terrible.
Okay. He's such an honest man. I
Bunch
love
of
this
hose
guy.
bags.
It's like a frat.
Or if you're in
Yeah,
Canada, hosers.
I was trying. That was what you guys formerly went by, or whatever. I don't know. But no, this is the first experience for AC Variety and hearing you guys. We're looking forward to recording a few songs.
Great.
Yeah, just love to hear it. The other thing I'm going to say is, you're bringing this type of music out there, and for me personally, because I have 2 children that are in their mid-20s, they need to hear music like this badly.
Definitely.
You know where I'm coming from, right?
Yes, indeed.
Yeah.
Educate the youth, man.
Yeah,
Educate
do
the
it
youth.
for- please. In your opinion on that too, or?
Oh yeah, it's for music for all ages.
Yeah.
And
yes.
Exposure is everything, but not like the DJ who got arrested last night. Not that kind of exposure.
I didn't hear about that. Is
Exposure
that
of music to the
is
young,
that around
to the young minds.
That was right here last night.
Are you kidding? Okay, I don't know if we're not.
Tell me more.
It's just a coincidence that they knew about it too. Yeah, it's the hot take. Okay, so it'll be the last time that DJ's appearing here tonight. Is that it? Okay. Well, not all musicians or DJs are like that, but anyhow, I know it's your time before you go on. Thank you so much for gathering up, talking with us.
Thank you, pleasure.
That way we have faces with the music. So there's a personality behind this great sound you're all about to hear. Have a great set. Go for it. Bye now.
Thank you, Monee.
Yeah, rock and roll. It's okay.
Yeah, we'll get you a business card.
Yeah.
And yeah.
I used to do the slide. Then I did the back. And now I do the wheel because I want to do the turn. Well, I ain't no Joey Checker, but I call me the wiggling fool. I ain't no Joey Checker, but they call me the wiggling fool. Cause when it comes to wiggling, I can open up a wiggling school. Well, I used to do the pit. I did the pony too. Now I do the wiggle because I need it from you. Well, I ain't no Joey Checker, but I rock the rest of the loud. I ain't no Joey B, but I rock the mess of peppermint loud. Cause when it comes to wiggling, well, this band has got an awesome sound.
20th anniversary of 9/11. And I would like to introduce to you, celebrating their 100th anniversary, the Chicago Stockyard Kilty Band.
Thank you for coming out to Fall Fest. I hope everybody's having a great time. Okay, everybody, bear with me on this one. On this 20th anniversary of September 11th, a tragic event which brought the importance of first responders to the forefront, we wish to recognize them. A first responder is a real-life superhero. They are a person with specialized training who is among the first to arrive to provide assistance at the scene of an emergency, such as an accident, natural disaster, or terrorism. First responders typically include law enforcement officers, EMA, paramedics, EMTs, and firefighters. This past year and a half, they have included healthcare professionals caring for COVID patients. These superheroes put the lives of civilians, the people they protect, above their own. Always appreciate the sacrifice these first responders make each and every time they do their job, live their calling, whether in uniform or not. Always thank them for their selflessness. Always remember those who have paid the ultimate price, doing the job they love, tirelessly protecting and caring for others before themselves. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. For those of you that I have not had an opportunity to meet, my name is Danny Dodge. I pastor a church in the area called Solutions Church. I'm also a resident of the Monee area. We've been coming here for some years now, almost 10 years, to serve you and be a part of the community. And so they asked if I would pray for us all, and to pray over this tribute. Before I do, I just want to let you know what's going to happen, okay? If you could listen up carefully out there, I'd appreciate it. What's going to happen is I'm going to pray, and then we're going to have a moment of silence, and then the bags are going to play again. And then we're going to celebrate. We're going to celebrate life, we're going to have fireworks, and we're going to be thankful for the life that we have. Do we agree? That's right. All of us can remember where we were on that day. 20 years ago, I'll never forget being in a place working with students, and all of a sudden someone said, "Hey, do you know what's going on in New York?" In that moment, I was reminded of my wife, who had just happened to go downtown for that moment, for that day. And the first thing I thought, like many of us, was, is she okay? And we remember these times because when it all boils down, it boils down to the fact of what matters most. It's the friends, the family, the loved ones that we have, and we're reminded of the people that we care so much for. And this tribute today and this 20th anniversary of 9/11, it's something that we have an opportunity to remember, and hear this, and choose not to forget. And so I'm going to ask you, let's be respectful, let's remember, let's be thankful. And I'm going to ask you to stand with me as we pray together. And then when I finish, we're going to have a moment of silence, and then the bags will play. And then we'll have fireworks. If you'd like, you could bow your head with me as we pray. Heavenly Father, we thank you for your love, your grace, and your mercy. Lord, today we come and we invoke your presence into this place. Holy Spirit, we ask that you would be here, that you would reach the hearts of those that may be living without peace, and you would bring that to them. We are reminded in your word, Father, that it says, there is no greater love than this, than the one that would lay down their lives for someone else. It is the greatest sacrifice. It is the ultimate form of love. And Lord, we remember those that gave the greatest sacrifice, those first responders, of all first responders, that came to the rescue of those that were in need, those that needed someone to help them and were willing to go where no one else would, were willing to give their lives so that others may live. And so we thank you for them. We think of them. We think of their families. We think of all those that have been affected here, there, throughout the world from this horrific tragedy that happened 20 years ago. But we're reminded of your goodness, and we're reminded of your grace, and we're reminded of your mercy, and we're reminded of your love towards us. And I would ask today, regardless of where we sit and our differences and our divides, that we would unite together in love and realize that that is what matters most, that the greatest tribute that we can bring today, Lord, is that we would come together as one and be with one another and remember together. And so, Lord, we invite your presence, and we ask you to bring peace to those that are hurting, bring calm to those that feel like they're in the storm, and bring a love to those that have gone through such a horrific tragedy with their families, that God, that they would know more than ever before that you are near And so, Father, that we would make that statement and realize that the greatest asset of all that we have in this country is what's printed on everything that we see, where it says, "In God we trust." In the name of the Father, and in the name of the Son, in the name of the Holy Spirit. Amen. If we could bow our heads for a moment of silence. Thank you. Let's respectfully listen as the bags play again.